welcome back. We're going to be talking in this module, Module 4, about closing. How do you, after the presentation, after you tell the story and do the thing, how do you move them down the process through follow-up and through questions to help them make a decision to become a customer, to become a distributor? Now again, I told you, we're focused on recruiting 20 distributors in 30 days, but you're going to get tons of customers on top of that, of people who weren't ready, their timing wasn't right, or they weren't ready to become a distributor, but they will become a customer, and maybe they'll become a distributor in a month, or 2 months, or 3 months. Okay? Both are okay. Our goal is not that they join, our goal is education and understanding. That's our goal. They'll make a decision on their own if they're prepared, or if they're entrepreneurial or not, and all those different kinds of factors. Okay? Now, so we go through presentation, we tell the story, do the thing, and then after we're done doing the thing, what do you do then? You got somebody who's now thinking about it. What do you do then? Some people don't like it when I use the word closing, because it's like it sounds so hardcore. But really, we're trying to help a person make a decision that they want to make. Okay? And there's a process to do this. There's a simple process to do this. Now, some of this might feel overwhelming. I hope not, because, look, we prepared you to start. We let you see the value of this. And then we talk to you about how do you build your list. We give you some tools to do that. How do you invite those people to sit down with you, and how to fill your calendar. How to present to them by telling the story and doing the thing. Hopefully it's not too overwhelming so far. Okay, you should be able to fill the calendar, tell the story, do the thing. Everybody watching can do that. But there's a little bit of practice involved in this. A little bit, not a lot. But let me just walk you through what I would do at the end of any presentation. Once I told the story and did the thing, I would ask a question. Question number 1. What did you like best about what you just saw? What did you like best? I just did the thing. What did you like best? I like the income. I like the product. I like whatever. Okay, they're going to give you lots of different answers. Okay, their answer is their answer. It's going to give you some clues on where you can go and their level of interest. But what did you like best about what you just saw? That takes their mind into a positive direction, and you're going to get a positive response. Number 2, on a scale of 1 through 10, what number would you be? If 1 is you have 0 interest and 10 is you're ready to get started right this moment, just give me an idea of where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10. So can you remember this so far? What did you like best? Scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Guess what you're going to get a lot of here? 5s, 6s, 7s. People don't want to seem too easy, too eager. But here's a clue for you. Anything over a 1 is good. Anything over a 1 is good. If they had 0 interest, they'd tell you 1. No thanks, it's a 1. Cool, no problem. If it's a 2, that just means they got some skepticism, they got some background, they have some psychic damage from some previous experience. Something happened, family member got involved, it didn't work out, who knows? Something happened that caused them to be less than enthusiastic. They would tell you 1 if it's an absolute no shot. But if they give you a 2, then you can start to move them in a positive direction. If they want to go there, okay? Not convincing somebody to do something outside of what they want to do, because we're building a long-term relationship here. Hypothetical part-time income. So here's what I would ask. I would just say, look, what did you like best? Well, I like the residual income. Fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 you have 0 interest, 10 you're ready to go. Where do you find yourself? Where do you see yourself? Well, I'm a 6. That's fine. That's fair. Hypothetically, if you're going to get started with this opportunity on a part-time basis, off the record, between you and me, what kind of income would you need to make per month in order for this to be worth your time? Really important language. in order for this to be worth your time. Every single person on earth has a number where it would become worth their time to do it. Hypothetically, if you were to do this on a part-time basis, how much income would you need to make on a monthly basis in order to make this worth your time? And then they're going to give you a number. And instead of saying, hey, if you can earn $10,000, would you be interested? Don't ask that question. Ask them. Their answers are really important. It's super important that you don't answer this for people. What did you like best? Let them answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are they? Let them answer. Hypothetically, how much would you need to earn on a part-time basis to make this worth your time? Let them answer. Okay? Number 4, it's the Super Ninja pen. Number 4, how many hours per week? Could you realistically commit to developing that type of income? Let's say they say $1,000 a month would be worth their time. How many hours a week, realistically, do you think you could commit to developing that $1,000 income? I can give it 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. You can get lots of those, 5 and 10. Fantastic. Question number 5. How many months would you be willing to work 5 to 10 hours a week while you were developing a $1,000 part-time income? They're going to give you an answer. You're going to get lots of 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. And then question 6, number 1 question in network marketing, if I, would you? So here's that. If I could show you how to develop a $1,000 monthly residual income, working 5 to 10 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you be ready to get started? If I could show you how to develop a $5,000 monthly income working 20 hours a week over the course of the next 12 months, would you be ready to get started? If I could show you how to get everything you wanted, I just ask you, what's your dream situation? And if I could show you how to get it, would you be ready to get going with me? And they're either going to say yes, or they got some question or objection, then you can move down that process, okay? But then at the end of every exposure, what'd you like best? Scale of 1 to 10, hypothetical part-time income, how many hours a week, how many months, if I would you. Now, even if you're not making the income in the hours and the months that they want to make, they're a different person. That's okay. That's not required that you're making that. What's required is that somebody is, or you can let them know. Let's say, for example, somebody has done what they want to do. They come and say, I want to make $8,000 a month working 10 hours a week over the course of 6 months. If there's somebody in your company that's done that, then you can say, well, let me show you what they did in order to be able to accomplish that. They got to this rank, and here's what you would have to do in order to be able to get to that rank in order to be able to make that happen on average, okay? If no one in your company has ever done what they want to do, then you can say, listen, I'm not going to judge you and say that you can't do it. Nobody in our company has done that yet, but you could be the first. Here's what it would take in order to be able to do it. And you should be able, with your compensation plan, to be able to sketch out a rough hypothetical, no guarantees, there's no guarantees in anything, but a rough hypothetical situation of what the structure would need to look like on average in general in order for a person to be able to get this type of result. Understand? So these 6 questions, what would you like best? Scale of 1 to 10, hypothetical part-time income, how many hours a week, how many months would you be willing to do it? If I could show you how to get what you want, would you be ready to get started? They either say yes or I've got more questions. And if they have more, then we get to objections. And objections are pretty simple. I'm going to give you a general rule on objections. First of all, if you tell your story properly, you're going to get way less objections. If you tell the story and do the thing, you're going to get way less objections. If you go through this process, you're going to get way less objections. If you just start saying, well, what'd you think? You're going to get lots of objections. So if you follow this process, it's designed to eliminate the critic in their mind and have them step into possibility thinking. That's what it's designed to do. So if you get questions or objections, you get questions or objections, understand that there's really only two types. One, they have a limiting belief about themselves. I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too timid, I'm too shy, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I'm not a salesperson. All of those objections are just a limiting belief about themselves. It's not true. It's just a limiting belief. Or second, they have a limiting belief about network marketing. Oh, it's a scam. Only the people at the top make money. You have to get involved early. You got to take advantage of your relationships. You have to abuse your friends. You've got to be a pushy salesperson. They have a limiting belief about network marketing based upon some false assumption. Okay? So if you understand that there's only two, when you hear somebody give you an objection, you got to say, oh, that's a limiting belief about themselves. Oh, that's a limiting belief about network marketing. But the answer to both, helps you categorize, but the answer to both is just a very simple formula. Let me give you a formula here. One, listen. When they start giving you the objection, really listen with respect. Be attentive. Absorb it all instead of just waiting for your chance to talk. Okay? Listen. Two, relate. Relate to them. See, what a lot of people do, and I've done it too, because you get so frustrated, you're super excited about network marketing, so somebody says, I don't have the time. And you go, oh, you have the time, you have lots of time, and you're wasting time every day. Come on, take charge of your life, and they're like, whoa, it's a little bit too much, right? It doesn't exactly build rapport. But if you relate to them and say, you know what, I'm just like you. When I first looked at this, I didn't think I had time either. So relating to them, we're the same, you and me. I don't have the money. I had the same thought. How do I find up with extra money? This whole thing. Or, they start talking about network marketing. Only people at the top make money. You know what? I thought the same thing too. You and I think the same. We tend to like people who are alike, or that are like us. So the more you can relate to the person and let them know they're not crazy for the objection, let them know you thought about that stuff too, and let you know. And then, tell your story. See, what some people will do when it comes to objections is they'll try and change that person's mind. There's a better way to do it. If I listen, you say, well, I just don't have the time. I listen to you. I make sure I really get it. I wait till you're finished. And I say, listen, I totally get it. I relate to you. We're the same, you and me. I had the same objection. I had the same challenge. I had the same problem. But let me tell you what I realized, and this is where you tell your story. You build your rut and let them feel how alike you are. You build your frustration, your pain, like we talked about in telling your story, versus telling them to change their lives. You're going to say, here's my story. Let me just tell you, when I first looked at this, I didn't think I had the time either. But you know what I realized? I realized that at this stage of my life, if I didn't have the time, and if I didn't change something, I was never going to have the time. I was never going to have true freedom. I was never going to be able to give my family the things that they needed. And you know what I realized? I realized that if it was important enough to me, and if there was enough opportunity available to me, that I could find time. I could carve time out. I could make time happen. I could make time work for me. I could rearrange some priorities. And you know what? I did that. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. Okay, so I'm telling my time story and letting you see if maybe there's some possibilities to relate to it. And then number 4 is ask a question, which is, if I, would you? So listen, relate, tell a story, and then ask the question. If I can show you how to do this the same way I learned how to do it, by rearranging some priorities, figuring some things out so you could buy time back. If I could show you how to do that, Would you be prepared to take the next step? They say, yeah, sure. If you can show me how. Show me how. Show me how you did it. So if somebody says, I don't have the money, listen to them and really understand. Okay. You're saying and maybe even asking some clarifying questions. Are you saying you absolutely don't have the money, or right now things are a little bit tight and you'd have to make some different choices? Just get some understanding on it. Then relate to them. I understand it too. No matter how much you make, it seems like we all have the same amount at the end of every month, which is not enough. Don't have enough to pay the bills. Don't have enough to pay all the credit cards. Don't have enough to take care of all the payments. So how are you going to add extra expense onto that? But let me tell you a story. What I realized for me. At this age, at this stage of my life, if I didn't have money to be able to take a chance on a small business, I was never going to be able to take a chance on a business for myself. If I couldn't do it with this, what were the chances of me ever being able to do it with, the huge amounts of money a traditional business would cost to start? And I just decided my dream was worth it. That I would say no to some movies for a little while. I would say no to eating out for a little while, and I'd bag some lunches for a little while, and I'd just make a few different choices. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made, because I'm excited now. I'm excited about my future. I'm excited about taking charge of my life. I'm proud of me for rearranging those priorities and not just living like average people, but doing something extraordinary. So let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to do the same thing that I was able to figure out, would you be prepared to take the next step with me? Answers, if we're going to be almost all the time, sure. If it's a network marketing, limiting belief about that, listen, relate, tell your story, ask a question. Listen, relate, tell your story, ask a question. It's a very simple formula. It's going to take a little bit of practice. And understand this, you're going to be doing this with 100 different people in a month. So you're going to get really good at this. And the first 10 times it's going to be, not great. And that's okay. Maybe you can practice with some friends, practice with some family, because you're going to use that. Remember, respect, practice, and support. Those 3 words we talked about with Hot Market. Maybe practice with those people and tell them, listen, here's what I'm supposed to do when you have a question. And you can literally say it word for word. I'm supposed to listen to you. I'm supposed to relate to you. I'm supposed to tell you my story. I'm supposed to ask you a question. Walk through and practice with them. Do some practice. Follow through on this, and you're going to get great results. Now, here's what's going to happen at the end of this. You're going to end up with, in my opinion, a very good percentage of people becoming a distributor and another very good percentage of people becoming a customer. You're going to end up feeling amazing because after doing this 100 times, you filled up your calendar. Where's the calendar? Hold on. You've sent out 200 text messages now, right? You did this in the end of whatever month before the 30 days that you're going to do this. You filled that entire calendar, packed it. You didn't know what to say, and I gave you some structure to be able to do that. In your presentation, you're going to tell the story and you're going to do the thing. Tell the story and do the thing. Every one of you can do that, and so long as you focus on the story and you make sure you cover all 4 points, you're going to have very good reception to what it is that you're there to do. And our goal, again, education and understanding. That's our goal. And at the end of every presentation, you're going to just go ask them some questions. What'd you like best? Scale of 1 to 10. Hypothetical, part-time, how many hours, how many months, if I would you. And then if you get questions or objections, if you do the other parts right, the more kind of unskilled you are, the more questions and objections you're going to get, the more lack of confidence you show. If you're timid, weak, or meek, or apologizing all the time, you're going to find you're going to get much more questions and objections because you're planting seeds of doubt in people's minds by your posture, right? But remember I told you my friend Terry did 140 presentations over the course of the first that 10-day blast? Well, when he first started, the presentations were like 30 and 40 minutes long, and he was a little bit timid with them. But after about 10 or 15, he was just bang, bang, bang. Here's my story. Here's my, he told the story. He did the thing. He said, are you in or you out? He was just super bold because he was doing it so much. He got in a groove. He got in a rhythm with it. He was doing it so much, and he got so much posture with it that his results went up and up and up because he was more and more confident. The fact that you're going to be doing this over a month, you're going to get really good, really fast. Okay? So you can just make, hey, here's this. Are you in or you out? I'm bringing in 20 over the course of this month. I'm putting together the dream team. You either want to be part of it or you don't. You either want to be part of something incredible over the next 12 months and the rest of our lives or not. The people who decide to get in are going to make a good decision. The people decide that now's not the time. It's going to be a bad decision, in my opinion. I love you anyway. But, hey, the train's leaving. I'm going to go. You got some energy now, right? You got some momentum. You got some enthusiasm. You got some excitement. And people are attracted to something that is in motion. Attracted to something that is not just so needy. Because when you do this once a month or once every 2 months, you're so needy. Your posture is so beautiful. Thank you so much for meeting with me. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Thank you. You're just so many times so pitiful, so filled with a lack of confidence that people are like, I don't want to do what you're doing with people that I know. Be bold, but boldness comes from repetition. And that's what this is going to force you to do. It's going to put you in the deep end of the pool and you're going to learn how to swim. Over the course of that month, you're going to get good at this. All right? Getting good. So this process will help you get those people to a positive decision. And understand it might take 3, 4, 5, 6 exposures. Answer an objection. Maybe they try the product. Because again, the first 10 days, we're going to be heavily loaded on presentations. Second 10 days, lots of follow-up, getting questions answered. They're trying the product. They're sampling this. They're talking to their spouse, all that other kind of stuff. The last 10 days, a lot of emphasis on helping those people get over the fence and make a decision. Okay? Some are going to join in all 3 sections of the 30-day cycle. But just understand the primary focus of each is going to be slightly different. Got it? All right. Now, in the last module, Module 5, I'm going to talk to you about one bonus structure or one bonus concept to force you to get your 20 and 30. One idea that I will give you that will provide fuel and momentum and certainty to getting the 20 and 30 done. And then we're going to talk about how to get your brand new people started effectively. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed the journey up until now. I hope you've gotten value. That's my goal, is to over-deliver on value. I want more people to get 20 and 30 than has ever happened in network marketing out of a group of students here engaged in growing their business and growing their lives and helping other people do the same thing. So hope you enjoyed this module. See you on part 5 on the other side.